It's about as hot as Satan's butt crack up in this room right now, but that's not going to stop me from making a video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today on the channel. Now, normally I like to look at records and either make fun of them or celebrate them, but today I'm going to take an idea from a podcast that I used to listen to back in the day that doesn't really do this thing anymore, and I think that I can jig this format to work for my channel. So I'm going to take an album that is considered to be awful, either critically or by the fans, or it's like a big downturn for a band. You know, I'm going to take a bad album and try to say nice things about it. And today we're talking about The Clash. We're talking about Cut the Crap in 1985, and we're going to do that after I introduce myself. Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Frampton. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing. If you want to become a member to the channel and join the secret society and be on this graphic right here, all you got to do is go down there, hit the join button, become a member, and get exclusive content. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's cut the crap. Now, The Clash are one of the most influential punk rock bands to ever exist, coming out of England, coming out just after the Sex Pistols, and they were really famous for making like punk rock tunes, and then they were also really famous for changing that a little bit on London Calling, okay? So their first record, a self-titled affair, was very, very meat and potatoes, early punk rock, but by the time London Calling came out, they were reinventing the genre without even trying, and I think that's what they were trying to do on Cut the Crap, but what it actually comes across as is they saw all these 80s aesthetics going on and were like, hey, we can do that. We can play synths. We can do post-punk. All right, yeah, that's the kind of band we are now. We're not just like a punk band. We're going to be a post-punk band. So they hit us with their first song called Dictator, and it's so chaotic and annoying. I had to pause it to make sure that my neighbors didn't have their TV on very loud or the garbage trucks weren't doing their runs, okay? It's like failing so hard in that post-punk 80s new wave aesthetic already. And you're like, this is The Clash, but the nice thing I'm gonna say about this is it's very brave to make these creative choices, especially because they're The Clash and have that insane reputation to live up to. The next song, track number 2, is called Dirty Punk, and if any like DIY indie punk band put this out, they would not get signed. This is so bad. The synths are giving me such a headache. The mix is all over the place, but the nice thing I can say about this is that the group vocals near the end are actually not awful. Now, track number 3 is called We Are the Clash. Now, this is toothless and spineless. There's no amount of Clash left in this song called We Are the Clash. It's like unintentionally ironic. And the only nice thing I can say about this is that it's possible to bob your head to. You can kind of consider this to be the first song on this record. Then we're going to jump into track number 4 called Are You Red... Why, which I think is supposed to mean Are You Ready? And it's not just bad because of like the radical change that the band made. It's just bad post-punk. There's better post-punk all over the place if you want to choose to listen to it. But the best thing I can say about this song is that it's funny. You know what I mean? Like these like synth flares that just happen for no reason. They're way too loud. They don't have to be there, and they're so distracting to the song. Nothing in the song serves the song. It's all one big distraction. And then song number 5, we're going to be looking at the song Cool Under Heat, and this is just like proving that the album is just getting worse and worse and worse. The band just keeps outdoing themselves, track after track, just being bad after bad. This thing is no good. But I will say one nice thing about it, since that's the whole concept of this video, is that like the guitar tone is nailed. That 80s kind of post-punk new wave guitar tone is great. What they do with it, not so much, but the tone is there. Now, song number 6 is called Movers and Shakers, and I don't really have anything bad to say about this song. This kind of sounds like what you would expect like The Clash doing post-punk to sound like. The hook and vocals are actually working. It's just a shame it took 6 songs to get to this point, okay? And then track number 7 is called This Is England, and this is very boring, okay? The hook and the vocals are decent. The synth swells are applied and well placed now. It's like they have actual intention behind what they're doing. Isn't that a crazy concept? Then we're gonna move on to the song 3-Card Trick. It's track number 8, okay? And this is what the album really should have been the whole time, okay? It sounds like The Clash doing post-punk. It's got that little bit of reggae infused in it. Their DNA is all over this track, and they're moving in another direction, and they're embracing all the sounds, trends, and aesthetics of the era. You know what I mean? So if they applied this level of songwriting and this level of finesse and craftsmanship throughout this entire record, then maybe this record could have stood a chance in hell. But it's known as one of the worst records of all time for a reason, okay? This thing is inconsistent, it's not fun to listen to, and the things that they're trying, they're just completely failing at doing. And the things that they are trying and failing at, people are doing much, much better in the 80s in the scene, okay? Now we're gonna move on to a song called Play to Win. Now this is track number 8, and it's a bad song, okay? It's definitely a bad song, but it has this kind of cool idea where the verses are kind of like this bongo thing. You hear ambient conversations happening, and then a chorus swells up, and then it falls out again. You know, that's a very cool idea. They just don't make it, like, I don't know, fun to listen to or interesting in any way, shape, or form. This song is no good, all right? Now we're almost there. We're on track number 10. There's only a couple more tracks to get through here. This song is called Finger Poppin', okay? Just don't listen to this. If you're gonna go out there and listen to this record and you're gonna put yourself through this torture, just skip this track. This one is to skip for sure. If you want to listen to these vibes and aesthetics of the 80s, you can pull up some Peter Gabriel. You can listen to some Devo if you want. Those artists nail this sound, okay? The Clash are trying to cash in on this sound is what it sounds like, and that kind of takes everything away from what the Clash represent, okay? The Clash represent doing their thing. They represent the working class. They represent speaking up for the people that can't speak up. And out here, it just sounds like they're doing whatever is cool and then ruining it for whatever reason. And then the song number 11 is called North and South, and I actually don't have anything too bad to say about this either. It's not really exciting, but it is an actual vibe. The bass line is tight, the guitar and the synths all work on top of that bass line, and it sounds good, okay? It's like worked in with care and finesse. Actual care and finesse. It's wonderful, and we're gonna round the bases here, all right? We're gonna finish off this record with the song number 12. Now I know I said I would never say the term round the bases again, but when I get going, it just comes out of my brain, and I gotta like retrain myself to stop saying round the bases. So as this record comes to a close, we're gonna come on to the track number 12 called Life is Wild, and this is just a meandering, lifeless way to end the record. You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. A little bit of noise. What are you doing, all right? But I will say, I'm trying to say nice things about bad stuff. The vocal harmonies are still sounding pretty sick at the end of this record. Now, we're at the end of the record. I gotta say one nice thing about this awful pile of garbage, okay? Now, the one nice thing that I will say is that there is 2 solid tracks on here, all right? Movers and Shakers and 3-Card Trick. Those 2 songs, go out and listen to those. Those are great. And the first nice thing that I said about that first song, it rings true at the very end of the record. This is very brave for Joe Strummer and the gang to go out there and make these creative decisions and do this while being The Clash. You know what I mean? So to have the chutzpah, to have the absolute fortitude, all right, to go out there and make that decision and do it and follow through on it, I gotta respect that. I gotta commend that. So that is gonna be the extremely nice thing that I'm gonna say about this record. But right now, I'm gonna get out of here. I have to go to my shoot job. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Watch one of these videos over here if you want to watch some more content. But until my next upload, see you later.